Okay, hey everybody, welcome to another Tuesday night stream. So this evening we're going to be jumping back into game dev after the antics of Friday night. Nice to just kick back a little bit and obviously just chill out a little bit more, do a little bit of game dev. If you did miss Friday night with our big Game Blast stream, then it'd be great to go back and have a little watch through. It was 6 hours. It was a long old stream, but thank you to everybody who did donate and everybody who took part in it. It was a really, really cool event. Donations are still open, so if you're on Twitch, there's a donate panel. So if you're on YouTube, then if you go to the previous Game Blast stream from Friday night and look in the description, there'll be a link there. I'll see about adding it to this stream as well, perhaps after. Donations are running all the way through March, so you've still got plenty of time if you did want to donate. But yeah, we smashed it. You know, as a community, it was fantastic. We set a goal of £1,750 and we reached 4,770 something, so we pretty much, not far off 300% our original target, which is fantastic. So yeah, well done to everybody who took part and everybody who did, and it was an awesome evening. So yeah, we're back this evening, just myself, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more chill. I'm going to look at doing some game dev, so I've been looking at the blueprints and trying to gauge like a little kind of fun thing to play with. And so what I ended up actually looking at was probably going to do something in the sort of space of the tile dropper. So the tile dropper is quite a cool game. So we've got some pretty popular games like Drop Persons uses this. I'm guessing this is what Drop Persons was sort of based on. Yeah, got some pretty cool things that you can do with it. So I'm going to try and kind of change up the rule set of it a little bit. I've seen kind of playing it in the past, like a few things that I thought might be quite good. As a way to sort of mix up how the game itself works. Fix chat there. Yeah, so kind of making it a few like kind of varied types of tiles is what I'm thinking. So maybe some tiles bounce a player back up, some tiles perhaps stun players. So it's not just about kind of surviving, but it's more about sort of like picking the right tiles to stand on. And with some sort of randomization, I'm thinking each floor could sort of rotate. And if each one rotates a certain amount of times randomly, you can kind of get quite an interesting tower. So yeah, a few things like that. So yeah, let us know in chat if you have any ideas of the sort of thing you'd like to see in this game, or if you've got any questions about Crayta in general in terms of the chat itself. In terms of the game creation itself. So not necessarily the game I'm making, but anything you'd like to see tutorialized or something that you want to have a little bit more explanation about, then yeah, shout that out in chat. Otherwise, probably just going to kick back a little bit of music. But yeah, so do is let me know, as always, if audio levels are sort of off, or if you can't hear me properly, anything like that. But I think we're all good currently. Cool. Okay, so I haven't really done much. All I've done is loaded up into create a new game, and then I've gone to the blueprint for tile dropper. Which, if you scroll down, is here. So starter tile elimination, and what the gameplay itself is. I love it. The gameplay itself essentially gives you like a lobby system, so we have to wait here for the game. So we can see here, I land on a tile, and that tile then becomes sort of dark, and that will deactivate. So the idea is you want to be sort of the last player standing by the end. There's a few kind of camera you could perhaps look at, but yeah. So once you've done that, you essentially hit the bottom and you lose. So we need to think of a theme. I'm imagining maybe something mechanical. Work like a lava pit or something like that. Are we building along? Feel free to build along. I'm never going to say no to building along. It's not something I've planned, so I don't think we necessarily have time to check out everyone else's games. But yeah, you're more than welcome to take the blueprint, build along in the background. It's a pretty good chance to sort of kick back and try something new in terms of a starting point. So one of the things I want to just understand first is exactly how this is made up. So I think it looks like it's based on the elimination game script. So if you've done anything, these sort of survival, team elimination sort of style of game. It's essentially a infinitely long playtime. Oh no, 3-minute playtime. But it will. This script here, the elimination game script, will pick up when all the other players have been eliminated. So when you've got one player or one team left, that will end the game. But yeah, other than that, I think it's fairly standard sort of Crayta game loop. Been played. Your lobby music. Okay, so we've got tile floors as a concept. So these are floors, okay, per tile. So what I'm imagining, once we can get it not quite centered, but when it's centered, almost the start of each level could like rotate like this, and then you end up with different sort of patterns going down. So we could have it so like red tiles do one thing, green tiles do another thing, and add some like player buffs and stuff to kind of, you know, add extra layers of gameplay to the what the blueprint provides. So I might delete that one, and I'm going to sort of create a template out of this one. That's going to make things a little bit easier. Okay, so that should be center now. These should all be pretty much, I guess they're just slightly offset. But if I rotate this now, you should see what we get. Station, cool. Okay, that's the first step. So how are we going to go about doing this? Well, let's have a little look at how the tiles themselves actually work. So each one does have a trigger. Okay, it's not visible, but I guess it still works because it doesn't. It's still active. I guess it just keeps the interface clean. You get rid of that. Okay, yeah, so that. Okay, so each color is currently a different template, so they don't all inherit from master tile, but that's fine. Okay, so let's think about what sort of buffs. If you've got anyone in chat has any ideas of the sort of things that we might want to do in the tile dropper game, so when you hit a red tile, what might happen? Blue tile, what might happen? I've currently got 3 things down here, so this is what I'll probably do 3 colours, but we can add more colours and maybe leave some as like standard tiles. But I'm thinking bounce pads, so it's a chance for you to hit a pad and get back up a floor. Stun pads, so these are ones that you'll stand on and it'll stun you and you'll kind of be frozen for a second and actually drop through. And then weapon pads, and I might add some sort of single shot weapons that you can kind of destroy tiles with or like blast other players away, and it's all about, you know, kind of eliminating other players. That's what I'm currently. So let's go for some of those slightly easy. So I think I'm going to make blue pads. We'll make these the bounce pads. So let's see how we can tweak this pad to bounce pad. We've got a trigger on top, so we know when a player is going to enter this. Check if a player activated this tile. So yeah, I'm guessing what I could do is leave all the other stuff. So when you've used this bounce pad, it still needs to disappear. It still needs to behave like a tile, but it gives you some. Well, so without altering this code too much, I guess I could just add an event here. On tile triggered event. Cool, okay, and then what I'll do, I'll add a second script to this, which tile bounce script. And we can have like tile weapon script, tile stun script, things like that. This script is going to handle our kind of bounce of the player, I guess. So launch vector will be the direction to launch. probably just going to be straight up. Launch Regnet. And we'll say default of this for 1,000. Obviously, tweak that. That's what the bots are all. Okay, so because the player lands in the trigger, we can pass that through to this event, knowing that we can do it on this specific player that triggered the thing. Got bounce player launch by our launch vector times our strength. So we shouldn't have to do anything too complicated here. We just need to say which direction. I'm going to say 1 in the Z, so basically up, times by 1,000. 1,000 might not be enough. I can never really remember how much it takes to actually propel a player. But what we can do here is essentially say on tile triggered, we're going to call in our bounce script bounce player. Okay, and we can test this, I guess, quite quickly. What I can do, go to our game controller and Bobby stop. Hey, how's it going? Oh, that's not going to work, is it? Because I haven't anywhere actually called the event. So we want to say if the player's a character, yeah, okay. So if we know this is a character, then the first thing we want to do, oh yeah, if it's not been activated yet. This is a nice thing with working in blueprints is a lot of the logic is normally just sat there for you. So it's just a case of, building on top of what's already there. On tile triggered send our player, and we've already at this point ensured it's actually a player we've got, so we can be safe in here to call launch. We can only really do that with players. That would fail if that was any player. Okay, I did a tiny little bounce. So what we probably need to do is just up it 5. Try again. Okay, that might be a little bit too much. Somewhere between 1,000 and 5. Let's go. Let's try 2. Yeah, okay, that sort of works. And if you bounce on one that's already been done, it's not going to trigger again. Cool. So that takes care of that one. The red tiles, I guess these will be the stun pads. We'll probably just go through a similar process. So we've already added the on tile triggered. Let's add a new script. Call it tile stun script. But here it's probably just going to schedule, like, I would say killing the player like it would get the ragdoll, but the problem is that's going to interfere with the elimination game script. It's going to think that our players died unless we do it for like a second only. That could work. How often do we check? I think it's every second. Okay, yeah. Maybe ragdoll. Like, I mean, to be honest, maybe actually ragdoll would be a bit much because you control your character a bit. So. Oh, stun type. Stun time, sorry. Say stun 3 seconds, maybe? That might be a bit harsh, but. Stun player. So for now, I guess we'll just set speed multiplier to 0. Our jump height. No. Back. Let's do it slightly different. Let's get the user. User step move wide. Vector 2D. Vector 2 0. So basically what we're saying is don't add anything to their movement, don't allow them to move. So anything they do, we're going to multiply by 0. So any movement they add multiplied by 0 becomes 0. And we're not going to add anything. We're not going to try to force them to move in that direction. We're going to wait for our stun time. Then what we'll do is we'll kind of reverse that. So we'll put this back to a new vector of 1, 1. So we're saying basically any X and Y input is scaled by 1. So it's back to normal. But we're not going to add anything either. We're not going to override anything to add them, make them all to one side. So we'll leave that as 0, 2. What else might we want to do? I guess player can jump. That to false, something from being able to jump. Set that back to true. Let's see if that works. To think about some sort of effect that plays on the player to show you the stun, so kind of make that. Yes. Okay, I can't move. Good. Okay, and now I can't move. Out. Seems like, yeah, it kind of adds to the effect. You get kind of extra launch if you've just launch, but that's quite cool. You could maybe chain some together. Okay, cool. So that's done. Let's think about what else we want to do. So an effect in. Let's have a little look. What if we played like Tesla depending on? Might be a bit intrusive. I don't know. Let's try a Tesla line. I think that might work. If you want to lightning stuff, try plasma muzzle. Well, that could work as well. I'll see. I'll get it working and try a couple of effects maybe. So we should see probably straight away actually land straight on the red type. That kind of works. I'll try it with the muzzle plasma. I like the way the Tesla one like arcs off in several directions. It's a little bit more intense, that one. Okay. I might stick to the Tesla one for now, but that muzzle flash, I might use that in the weapon somehow. Okay, right, I'm going to make a new type of tile here. So, makes sense. So I might retheme these anyway. I guess this is like the basic starter, but let's break the link to that template. Peak. Yellow off. So the rest of it should work, and then if we make this template, file, gone for a Western theme. Nice. Okay, well I won't do Western. Okay, so I'm going to I might make green regular for now. I guess. This one, I'm going to make it so when you stand on these ones, you get a random weapon. Let's install just our base gun package and we can craft a couple of different guns off of. Weapon by template. Right, so we can kind of create a collection of different weapons here, and what we'll do is when player lands in here, we'll give them that, and perhaps we'll add something to each weapon that once it's been fired, I kind of want them to be like a one-use, like power-up type weapon. So we'll make it so like they kind of destroyed from your actually. Okay, give a weapon. So we probably don't actually have any. Yeah, we don't have any kind of a concept of it. So let's add the stock. What is installed? Oh, it could probably get installed with gun pack. So replace item if full, only have one. So if you pick up a second weapon on a second pad, it's going to give you that second weapon. Don't want any. Okay, so we've got that now. So player's ready. That's ready. So we want to give player weapons. Let's get the user again. If I'm going too quick for anyone, or anyone wants anything explaining, stop me. Otherwise, I'm just basically just channeling as I think the things. I'm saying it and I'm doing it. Let's get a random weapon array. That's our weapon. Call function to give that. So add inventory weapon through. So we want to give them the weapon. We want one of them, and we want them to equip it straight away. It's not something that goes into like an extra slot or anything. It's straight away, and that should already handle if they're holding something. It'll destroy the previous. And that's all we need actually. Yellow tile is set to give a gun. It'll be randomly a gun every time. That works. Oh, I didn't have to put the event up. That's why that's not. Probably move it so I'm not landing on a red tile every time. Ah, gun. Oh, here's a consideration weapon. Orbit cam. Wonder about changing this to be an action cam game. Let's see. Doesn't feel any worse. Like it makes it a bit different, I guess. Yeah, a little bit different to what we get in the other ones, but it does make it feel different. Action cam, and I think it will make the the combat side of it perhaps a bit. Let's do that. also going to turn mantling off because I think when you catch the edge of those, yeah, when you catch the edge of the platform, climb on them. Problem. Okay, cool. So I've got a gun. So let's start crafting that weapon for us. Don't need. This is the tile smasher. So basically, I'm going to make a gun that can shoot other tiles away. So it's not damaging humans, so it's not about fighting other players with it. One bullet per shot. One. I'm trying to think of the best way to like catch. Like, should I add an event when you fire? Might be the easiest way. By the script directly. A recoil script, aim assist. Don't put any of that. Gun, bullet, tile breaker. Had a phone call, hoping it didn't miss too much of the stream. No, it's fine. Let's say we're just bugging our way along, just making different types of tiles, adding weapons now. Tile break. I'm gonna make a quick change in the guns. So fire goes through everything. Go through. And where pulls? Fire on button pressed. Okay, or if I'm holding the button, okay. That's fine. So at the end of one, before we return to, let's say got the parent already. So we just basically want to tell the parent template from itself. Seems a bit weird, but we want to say move template and template is self type tonight. Get entity, get template, so get the thing gun is made from, remove one of them. Because we fired one. What we're working on now, nice to see. Are you guys working on the same stuff together? Oh, it's I'm kind of catching up on your conversation, getting confused as well. Yeah, no, this is just me in this. Oh, this... Okay, cool. So I just fired then and lost the gun. So that bit works. Now it's about working out what I can do. I guess it should be straightforward enough. Is that if all the tiles have damage in the board, and then we just call on ourselves when we're damaged. Fake just me. Make like a shield, which could be temporarily placed to protect some of the files. That could be cool. Yeah, that could be cool. Yellow. Little things like this, which is where it's always good to try and have like the nested inheritance. So if all of these types of tile inherited from one tile template, then we could do this in one place. Go through them all. Similar to how I've done it with the gun, right? So we've got gun is a instant template gun. Set back up this one. So if I want to change something across all my guns, I can change it on the top gun template and it will propagate through. Could use Mighty Sphere Builder and Portals tiles. Yeah, it could be cool. I'm wondering, I'd be one of those things that I might end up just not quite getting through to tonight, but adding would protect. So I guess it's like if I'm holding a shield, I could like throw it down on something I'm about to put on. Protect them. What kind of the way I'm hoping to do this a little bit tonight is get all these tiles working as I want and stuff, and then spend probably like a little bit of time actually making it all look a little bit nicer, a little bit more different. Working on the random doors and stuff. What am I? Oh, I guess I need to test if that actually works then. So yeah, damaging the then just destroy the tile. Gun. Hey, shot that one, that worked. Yeah, so you could like catch people out as they're about to fall on it. That works nice. Might leave that there for now. Come back and do another gun if I get time. There's another gun I was thinking is one that's more like a fast and you can knock other players around. That could work. Okay, so if this... We're going to want more green. I go for like a 4x4. I need it to be. Yeah, I need it by far. Okay, cool. So we've got that, and then what I'm hoping to do is basically back to how it should be. So have several floors, say, and if each floor. I'm trying to think of a way that we can show that it could look quite cool in the sort of lobby building. This let's script to this, which is going to do the rotation. At the start of a round, I guess the way we could do it is station amount could be 90 times random. So it's either going to be not so times by 0 would be 0 times by 1 9 2 1 8 2 2. Obviously 3 6 would be the same as not cool. The best way of doing that is it probably a timeline, relative time. Okay, so then we go down here, we can say on round start. Every entity with a tile floor script. Let's start for that. So then we should see spin and rotate. So I think we just caught it. Something got a bit weird then. I think it was landing on it while it was. Okay. Kind of thinking like arcade vibes, like skyscraper. Pretty cool. I might like dig a hole. If I put these ones at 0. Where's the... Yeah, the world Z is there. So okay, so I want that to be a little bit... do another floor for every 5. Because then what I might do is have like a barrier around the edge that stops you from being able to like escape. I wonder if the orbit camera did a bit more. I don't know. Might work better if all the tiles were a little bit closer. I wonder if the gaps, like we get that like little stutter as we step between. Always good to test, you know, play this early stage, like rather than getting too engrossed in the look and feel of it all. It's a good idea to just make sure that you're happy with the way it plays. Back to this. Fun. No, a little bit nicer to actually run around on. Yeah, so it's much more free from. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, much prefer that. Then we want to have like a out in the 4. So we sort of eventually expose this big gap. we have all around the edge. I think how we do it, because we've got the problem, I guess, with the cramped camera when we get to the back. So whether we could do like an invisible wall of mesh. The camera can pass through. Can't. Take something big like a. Do this. Floors. I thought I made the floors a temp. Oh, okay, well, let's do that now. So essentially, I'm going to use this as a way to block the players in without actually kind of blocking their camera in any way. And the way to do that is to use a collision preset. Have that collide with the player only. So then you can only do this on a mesh. You can't do that on any voxel mesh. That's just a really kind of easy way to, yeah, kind of have a nice collision control without worrying about the camera getting pushed around. It's just about perfect. Can you rotate on lobby start and watch them all rotate from the lobby cam? Yeah, so I was thinking actually like kind of having some sort of spectate cam and watching the tower do its thing. That'd be pretty cool. Neat. And it should probably do the job. I can quickly test. I can't. It feels smooth enough. I think that's. And you can see here how my camera is passing through these. I realised I should have template. Ability of. Seven. this quick go. Maybe a hollow voxel cube that's invisible and 1 voxel thick. Yeah, so the thing with adding them as a hollow voxel mesh is I wouldn't be able to create this effect I'm going to create here, where the camera can actually spill out of the edge. So you can see here my camera is actually further out than the player can go. If I'd gone with a voxel mesh, the camera would have collided with that voxel mesh and pushed into the camera at that edge. So having the collision sort of presets that you can get on meshes makes it a lot better. I know it's a lot less efficient, but within reason. You know, I'm not adding hundreds of those meshes. It's only a few. Just allows for the player. It's a lot nicer because it's not camera sort of pushed around. And then there's the hole. There's a Okay, so let's think about a little bit about styling here, just to get an idea of how it's going to look. Everything's everything being neat, really cool. So go through each one, make a version of them again. I guess you don't want it to be too intense. You kind of bleed the colours a little. Actually see what's going on. Crazy. And let's see how it all looks together. Probably with outline. Yeah, so I think having that border will like break the neon up enough that, you know, the colours should work quite nicely. Let's do a green one. Yeah, that doesn't look too intense. That black kind of breaks it up enough that it kind of really distinguish. Maybe the yellow and the green a bit similar, but I might change the greens. Get that to sit a bit nice. I see what colour would white would work better. Purple, then purple gets quite similar. Maybe, I think they are different enough. I think surrounded by the green is a bit, I think, you know. I mean, I guess what would really randomize it is if each tile could randomly kind of pick what type it is, but I think go for this. I'm just going to stick with the rotation idea. What do I want the outside to be? Oh, look at that. That's a really cool effect. Wondering if what I could do is make it a little bit stylized, like a little smaller island. It's not like a great big thing. That might work nice. One of the nice things, again, I always say this about Crayta, but just being able to put, like, I don't know, like freestyle a lot of things. Like, you don't have to plan vastly ahead a lot of the time. You can just, you know, play with the tools, or see how it goes, see what sticks, what post processing. Quite cool. Something like that. Dropping in this. Guess we can get rid of it. I see red, blue, and something else. Okay, yeah, maybe they're not the most like accessible. Maybe we should be thinking more about like pattern. I see a Rubik. Yeah, it's quite very Rubik, isn't it? Maybe Rubik cube. I'd almost suggest a dot, 2, 3, 4 dots, and something different. Great use of the pen tool. And oh, what when I was drawing the boxes, I really like the pen tool. There's something like quite therapeutic about like actually drawing like with it. What if we didn't go neon? And gold. That was quite nice. Yeah, I might go for this. I quite like this sort of like muted colours. Like it's not too bright in your face, but guess it'd need like a lot of like teaching around what the actual each of the different colours actually. Box says oil, so maybe I could play with some. Oil. I mean, I'm definitely getting too carried away. This is not an E shape anyway. Metal sounds nice when you step on them. That's true, actually. Yeah, get a nice big clunking effect. There's something about like just using the base metals that's like kind of nice and clean. Get some nice sort of like surface reflection as well. Guess there's no chance you stand on. Nice. Okay, cool. Right. So that, I'm kind of happy with how that looks. Guess the last thing I'm going to play with is perhaps a little bit of sort of, because it's all clean lines anyway, so it's kind of nice to just highlight those a little bit more. You know, cell shading is great, but if your scene's like too noisy, if you've got lots of like grass and lots of overlapping things, so that it can get really kind of messy, you know, fog and stuff. Whereas if this is like super clean, really clean lines, clean textures, and actually then like cell shading it adds that extra like punch. Yeah, I might keep cell shaded on. Maybe where we can like punch the colours out more. I think, yeah, I quite like that sort of cell shade look. Got background, right? Okay, so we've got a bit of a style there. That's pretty cool. So one problem we had is the tiles weren't respawning. They didn't seem to have like a restore. Let's have a look at a tile. There's a fake destroy trigger. Unless I'm missing where it is, where it comes back. Yeah, I'm not sure there is function function. We're kind of capturing the stuff I think we'd want to know in time. We're already fake destroying them. It's almost like we're aware. I can put it back. Okay, so begin tile mesh is like the metal that we've got. End tile mesh is the sort of the way that it becomes. Is. So we'll probably just need a new function here. Set function. Which does. So don't need to play that. Make full mesh in tile mesh. Tile collision to trigger box. Just sort of flipping those things back might be enough. Looks like we're already setting it back to the. We go game controller, so on round, maybe on lobby end, perhaps when we rebuild everything, but before we spin it. On lobby end, every instance of tile script. I guess the thing I need to do is make sort of randomized patterns a little bit, or I can define some in. Make our way down to the bottom. Oh, through. Let's read. That's interesting. Warning. That should end the game, right? Okay, turn respawn off. Avoid. Really nice the way that they like and when you step on them. Interestingly, it doesn't game. It's not acting the way I thought it. On round start eliminate. So I guess we can hear that this is working. So users. Oh, okay. Ah, right. This is a code around then. So if you're playing by yourself, you'll play. Whereas I guess my version game sort of needs 2 players because it's the last player standing. I wonder what the default read time is. Yeah, I kind of want this to be removed sort of solo friendly bit. Maybe for now, just makes it a little bit easier. So every second, check for elimination. Okay, that should fix it. Probably, I wonder if it was resetting tiles then. I didn't realise I wasn't actually setting the game. But oh, okay, yeah, of course. And early time. But no, yeah, that's fine. I could have tested what I was testing. I could check to see if I'm going to reset, probably, couldn't I? There we go. Okay, tile stun script self. Okay, that happened. I think that's okay, cool. But that seemed to work. So I've got my tile back. Okay, so the reset's working. That's good. Thinking of having a then spawning everybody. Where it always gets tricky is like trying to manage Ben. But more than going up, I might just have a static camera. Start small, get something working and stuff. So if I can get this to work. Okay, so from the user we got I guess we could adjust the script. Share lobby. Get the lobby count. Okay, so at the start of every lobby, we should set everyone to that camera. After, then we need to see the spin, then players. So we sort of need to play warning the players for a second. Let's just see how that looks anyway. Oh, lobby. So this is actually happening on the line. So we need to speed the service up. Okay, that's better. Got our camera. Guess we're gonna miss spinning. So what I probably need to do then is have the spinning happen at the end of the lobby before the round starts. Better name. That doesn't really make sense with that. So a spin floor happen. Guess what? Bit of a force a little wait then. So when we call on lobby A, so that's when it's going to start spinning. Keyboards tighten up a little bit. Right, okay, so let floors recover and then go through to one round start, which won't actually play it. Might get a little bit of a. Let's see. Nice. Okay. Good, cool. Perfect. When we spawn a play, I wonder if we get it to like come to the play. Or if we can I do like a game camera that comes up and okay, so we've got spinning. So let's do some. Hey, Lo-Fi Monk. Don't worry about being late. There will be an archive as always to kind of watch. Okay, so. Right, what I might do. If I edit the template for tile floor to get rid of everything that's not there. Green tile. That's not a good safe. And then basically And now what I've got is basically every floor safe. No projection. Let's say top floor is going to have probably no bounce pads. That does make sense. So some pads. What I want to make sure I do actually is not make it. Oh. Do it a little bit more sporadic. So let's get a weapon. Put a huge amount of thought into this, but I think the fact it's going to spin and be a bit more random, planning it too much. Okay, and then the bottom floor could be like really yes. Like plenty. I could leave some gaps, couldn't I? Be gaps in the bottom. Always nice when like you're working on a grid and things just snap together really. Okay, so I've got varied. Yeah, we could make loads more. Make it really tall. Game. Let's go with that for now. What else do I want to make sure? At that time. But that's possible. They don't all have to spin unless I change the random number to make it. It looks better with this. Right, so random is either going to do 90 degree, 70. No way to escape. I've solved that. There. Got a feeling there was something I'm missing. Oh, there was something. Oh, there was the score on the left. Yeah, I wanted to check how the scoring. Add tile breaks. That's one. Okay. Score script. Okay, so that's put into that. So the scoreboard then, where do we see this? I'm just trying to work out how, if it's going to work with players and know who survived. Tell you what, I mean, we're coming towards the end of the stream anyway. I'm probably going to do a slightly shorter one anyway. So I might just publish this, and if anyone's around and wants to jump in, that'd be great, and we can have a little look to see how this is behaving. Max plays, put them in two, so it does need 2 players to play. And yeah, let's see how well this works. For this file dropper what game of time? I'm gonna call it File Tower. I'll drop a game where certain has a special effect. Going to be vastly appropriate. But okay, so I'll drop a code in chat in a second. If anyone is around and wants to jump in, that'd be great. Have a quick look to see if it's working, and I can make some notes about how I might be able to sort of amend going forward, but that's there to play. Get a code out in a moment. So with the Tuesday streams, obviously there's a lot we can do, sort of content of these streams. I'm always curious to know what it is that the want to see on these Tuesdays. You know, is this sort of still a bit of game dev useful? Is there certain things you want to see tutorialized? Obviously, if anyone missed it, Andy has started a Monday stream, and that went really well yesterday. If you are interested in a very more like kind of prescriptive tutorial type stream, do make sure you check out Andy's stream on a Monday. There's a link there in chat to jump in. Don't worry too much. I can always get my. I've got another controller I can bring in. So. Trusty old Stadia players come join me. I guess I left the crosshair on, but I need the crosshair at times. There you go. Slaying and Splogs has joined. Cool. Okay, so we see the map starting. Yeah, okay, so there's, I guess. Maybe it needs more tiles. Or did I bounce out then? Oh, and I guess when I die, there's no spectate active at the minute. Yes, spectate. Should see. Hopefully now it's just slaying left. Get a round start. Slaying fell to their death. Everybody's dead. Like an infinite. Bling. Okay, there's a problem there, I'm guessing. I'll tell you what. Okay, I think that's going to take a little bit of fixing, but in theory, this game there, obviously it's taken kind of only about an hour and a half to put that together. There's going to be a few little bugs it's sort of thrown together, but yeah, thank you for jumping in quickly to sort of test that with me and let me know what those kind of little bugs were. But hopefully that's given a kind of a good little example of how powerful blueprints are, and and that blueprint's a really fun one to sort of play with and mess with. Get some interesting stuff out. As I did say, I probably was going to stream slightly shorter tonight, and we're sort of at time anyway. So what I'll do is I'll probably get those little bugs fixed up, and I will jump ahead. But yeah, I'll jump in. I'll make some code changes, and I'll probably throw that link in at some point when I've managed to fix that one up. But yeah, thank you very much everybody for tuning in. It's always a great pleasure to sit here and play. What is going on with my chat today? There we go. Oh yeah, so thank you for tuning in. It's been fun having a little bit back and forth in chat. It's always nice to do this with a few people there watching along, and hopefully you learned a little bit of something new or a little bit inspired to go and make your own proper game. So do make sure you tune in tomorrow. AJ is going to be back with a play along. It's going to be a fun chance to grab your controllers, jump in, play some amazing games in Crayta. And as I mentioned at the start of the stream, again, just a massive thank you again to everybody who did donate on Friday night. The donations are still going. We've got them open for the whole of March currently. So yeah, do make sure if you did want to donate, or if you missed the stream, you can go back and watch the archive. There's a lot of information in there about what Special Effect can do with the money. So it'd be great if you wanted to jump and donate. The links are all kind of in the previous post. So if you had to find them there, well, or just giving Crayta, I'm sure you find it. I'll get the link in the video description at some point as well. If you missed it, as I said, Andy was here yesterday with a tutorial stream. So feel free to check that out and leave a comment to let Andy know what you think of the stream and what sort of content you'd like to see tutorialized stream format on a Monday. And I'll be back next week with another game dev stream of some description. We'll work out something fun to do. Sure. So have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you in the stream tomorrow.